A brief history of money. In the beginning was barter, and barter was goods. People swapped their goods with each other and could see exactly what they were getting. However, bartered goods are not very portable, and it's hard to get change. Also, the capacity to carry out barter transactions depends upon a coincidence of wants. If nobody wants a sheep today, no deal. So, around 14,000 years ago, a new, flexible, lightweight way of trading evolved. Nope, not Visa. People began to use money. Money is any means of carrying out transactions involving a medium of exchange. Money can be any clearly identifiable object that will be accepted as payment for goods or services. Money, in and of itself, is worth nothing and can be anything. It can be a shell, a coin, a piece of paper, but the value that people place on it has nothing to do with the physical value of the money object itself. Let's take a look at some of the things used as money and the development of financial services. Anatolian Obsidian is a hard glassy mineral used as a raw material for Stone Age tools and was traded as money in the Near East and Turkey from around 12,000 BC. Cattle and grain began to be used as money around 10,000 BC. Cattle are probably the oldest of all forms of money and were still used for that purpose in parts of Africa in the middle of the 20th century. Banking originates in Babylonia around 3000 BC out of the activities of temples and palaces, which provided safe places for the storage of valuables, grain, cattle, tools, and precious metals. Cowries used as money in China. Cowries are a shell and have been used as money in many different places at different periods. In parts of Africa, they were still being used for this purpose as recently as the middle of the 20th century. The first true coins are produced in Lydia, Asia Minor, in 630 BC. These early coins consisted of electrum, a naturally occurring amalgam of gold and silver. The Greek philosopher Herodotus criticizes the gross commercialism of the Lydians, who are the first people to coin money and open shops. The first Greek coinage appeared on the island of Aegina sometime around 600 BC. By 350 BC, Greeks are charging interest on loans. 10% is the normal rate of interest. For risky business, it's 20 or 30%. Still less than a Wonga loan. Regular issues of silver coins are minted by the Romans and widely circulated. However, because of the enormous demand for coins to pay troops, the Roman rulers debased their coinage in purity and weight, causing rampant inflation. 250 BC, China introduces the standard cash coin. The cash coin is a very common formation and was round-shaped copper coin with a square or circular hole in the center, the prototypical Chinese cash. In ancient times in Jerusalem, pilgrims visiting the temple on holy days would change some of their money from standard Greek and Roman currency for Jewish or Tyrian money. The latter two are the only accepted form of payment inside the temple. This angered many people as it was seen as a way of forcing them to give up gold and silver for base metal, which it was. In 270 AD, silver content of Roman coins had fallen to only 4%. By 410 AD, Rome had fallen to the Visigoths and banking is abandoned in Western Europe and does not develop again until the time of the Crusades. In China, Emperor Xianzong develops paper money. A severe shortage of copper for making coins caused the need to issue paper money. This is fiat money, from the Latin "let it be done." Fiat money has been defined variously as any money declared by a government to be legal tender, state-issued money which is not convertible by law to any other thing, nor fixed in value in terms of any objective standard. Fiat money is an idealized virtual commodity which is controlled by the state. It is money without intrinsic value. 1455, China abandons paper money. After well over 500 years of experience with paper currencies, during which there have been repeated episodes of inflation and currency reform, China ceases to use paper money. 1619, tobacco used as currency in Virginia. Barely a dozen years after its introduction to Virginia, tobacco starts being used as a currency, and this use continues for 200 years. 1637, wampum becomes legal tender in Massachusetts. This is only for sums of 1 shilling. Wampum is a type of shell used by Native Americans as currency and was adopted by the settlers. 1633. to 1672, the rise of goldsmith bankers. Some British goldsmiths, by letting their safes be used for deposits of valuables, gradually evolve into bankers. Goldsmiths' notes come to be used as evidence of ability to pay. Because goldsmiths' notes are accepted as evidence of ability to pay, they are a convenient alternative to handling coins or bullion. This marks the start of the use of banknotes in England. 1694, the Bank of England is founded. The main purpose of founding the bank is to raise money for war by taxation and by a novel device of permanent loans on which interest is paid, but the principal is never repaid. This form of debt forever lending is still practiced today, and Britain is currently paying at least one of these debt forever loans. 1797. Bank of England notes are made inconvertible. Inconvertible means you can't get gold or silver in exchange for the notes anymore. In 1811, Parliament rejected a proposal to restore convertibility of notes. The government argues successfully that restoring convertibility would imperil the British war effort, coincidentally leaving all the gold and silver denominated on the money in the hands of a few wealthy bankers. On December the 23rd, 1913, the Federal Reserve is created in America. As an independent central bank, its monetary policy decisions do not have to be approved by the President or anyone else in the executive or legislative branches of government. 1933. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, using the Trading with the Enemy Act of 1917, issued an executive order requiring that in less than 1 month, all persons in possession or control of gold coin, gold bullion, or gold certificates are to turn them in to any Federal Reserve Bank or member bank of the Federal Reserve System, thus putting a quiet end to the gold standard and concentrating ownership of all gold and silver in the hands of a few wealthy bankers. 1914. New British notes issued and gold is withdrawn from circulation. New £1 and 10 shilling notes are issued in Britain. The success of the new notes allows banks to withdraw gold gradually from internal circulation, thus putting a quiet end to the gold standard and concentrating ownership of all gold and silver in the hands of a few wealthy bankers. 1995. Mondex electronic cash cards introduced. Trials of the Mondex Smart Card, which is intended as a replacement for cash, begin in Swindon in Britain. 1995. Mark Twain Bank adopts Digicash. This is an anonymous form of digital money developed by the cryptographer David Chaum, probably the very first cryptocurrency. 2002. New euro coins and notes are introduced by the European Union. These replace the national coinages and banknotes of all countries which adopt the new single European currency, backed by private finance and the issuing of interest-bearing debt bonds to be paid back by all the people of Europe. 2009. Bitcoin created by Satoshi Nakamoto. The first cryptocurrency to begin trading was Bitcoin in 2009. Since then, numerous cryptocurrencies have become available. Cryptocurrencies incorporate principles of cryptography to implement a distributed, decentralized, and secure information economy. No group or individual may accelerate, stunt, or abuse the production of money. Only a certain amount of cryptocurrency is produced at a rate which is defined and publicly known. In essence, a Bitcoin is a fiat currency, but its independence or decentralization make it less likely to be devalued by a state or a small group of wealthy bankers.